session from Dr. Satya Vadlamani. And this session is on Revolutionizing CRAMS, the new frontier in pharmaceutical manufacturing and research. Dr. Satya Vadlamani is someone who will be an inspiration to many. She is a successful woman entrepreneur and a pioneer in drug delivery system. To introduce her further, she is an electrical and electronics engineer by education. She carries with her more than 25 years of experience in global marketing of pharmaceutical products. She started a career in marketing at Armor Chemicals in the year 1992 and later worked at Biochem Synergy, and there was no looking back. She worked in various capacities, the last being with Ajanta Pharma International Marketing in the capacity of a general manager. She also happens to be the youngest woman general manager at that time. She started her own pharma export company in 1997 purely as an indenting operation. The company was initiated under the name of Murli Krishna Exports Pvt.Ltd. 2003. As business opportunities increased, she switched over her operations from indenting to trading. And Murli Krishna Exports involves in exporting bulk APIs and semi-finished formulations in the form of pellets. In the year 2004, she decided to start her own venture in terms of manufacturing semi-finished formulations under the name of Murli Krishna Pharma Pvt.Ltd. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to welcome Dr. Satya Vadlamani as she is set to address us on Revolutionizing CRAMS, the new frontier in pharmaceutical manufacturing and research.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks a lot for the wonderful introduction, and thank you very much, Dr. Satya, for inviting me here to speak. CRAMS has not been the best subject for me, but CRAMS is what we do at Murli Krishna Pharma. And Dr. Mohan, your talk was absolutely awesome. I truly, I'm a type 2 diabetic patient myself, so I'm on all the wonderful drugs which are available in the world market. But yes, so I think nearly 70 to 80% of the Indian population is suffering from diabetes. So I'll come back to what I wanted to talk about. And so we are talking about revolutionizing CRAMS, the frontier in pharmaceutical manufacturing and research. So I'm the chairperson and managing director of Murli Krishna Pharma. And Murli Krishna Pharma is a facility located at Ranjangaon near Pune. And we are a European Union approved facility. We are also approved by MOH of UAE, we are approved by Jordanian FDA, and we are expecting our US FDA audit sometime around the second quarter of 2025. So that's where we are. If you ask me, what is CRAMS all about? Everybody is aware it is contract research and manufacturing. Now, why did contract research and manufacturing become such an important factor in everybody's businesses? Today, the big players have lots and lots of products, lots and lots of categories they want to do businesses in. But can they all afford to run research and development for each of these products at their end? Isn't it better to outsource the research and the manufacturing to companies who innovate and specialize in the same? And I think that is exactly where CRAMS is a rapidly evolving system that is coming on today in the marketplace. And yes, CRAMS is not something where it was like prior art or something which is developed at the universities and given out. It is not a research paper. CRAMS is something where you are not only doing a research within a specified timeline, meeting the specified milestones, you are also providing a product that is manufactured at a facility that has the requisite approvals or accreditations and follows the requisite CGMP and ICH guidelines. So this model, not only does it boost the economy of a country, it also increases the kind of work which Indians can do. And Indians really specialize in R&D. Today, if you are going to look at all the big names across the world, you will find Indians in the top posts in various categories in the R&D departments of the different companies, be it a Bristol-Myers Squibb, be it a Roche, be it Abbott, be it any of them. Everywhere you'll find Indians in the largest posts, in the biggest posts, and in the best kind of work which is being done there. So where does CRAMS fit in with what Murli Krishna Pharma does? So we started as a pre-finished formulation intermediates company. Our first approval came in 2007. The plant was commissioned in 2005. What makes Murli Krishna Pharma stand out from the other pellets company? There are n number of them in Hyderabad. There are a lot of them in different parts of the country too. What makes us different from the rest of them? Primarily, when we started this company, we started with a vision that we are going to follow an aqueous pathway. In 2005, when this plant was commissioned, ICH guidelines talked about a residual solvent limit of 5,000 ppm. It was at that point of time that when we came in, we decided that we would follow an aqueous pathway. It was not easy. That meant that we would have to tweak the existing formulations to an extent where we would be able to manufacture these pre-finished formulation intermediates, especially those that were poorly soluble. We had to convert them into products that could actually be made using an aqueous base and still retain a bioavailability and an in vitro dissolution profile, both in vivo and in vitro, between 95, 100 and 5 thumb rule. So that was where the work started. So if you ask me what R&D in Murli Krishna, it has all been about research and development. So we are a research and development and innovation based company. I don't say we do rocket science. We don't do rocket science. We are not into that business. But yes, we do work towards trying to give a better product. One of the primary reasons why we worked on an aqueous system was, if you look at the problems that solvents give to the patients, very few people are aware that any solvent put into a product, which is a formulation, I'm not talking about active pharmaceutical ingredient, the APIs will have solvents in them, but there's also solvent recovery plants that remove 90 to 95% of the solvents in it. But if we add solvents and formulations, there is no way in which you can remove those solvents. And when you cannot remove solvents, solvents are the ones that lead to carcinogenic impact. And if you see the number of cancer patients today, they're not all due to genetic disorders. They're not all due to, they're also due to some of the medicines you're taking. And unless we realize that quick enough, it's not going to be easy. And just for your information, today the ICH guidelines has brought down the residual solvent limit to less than 500 ppm. So from 5,000 to 500 is because even the regulatory bodies have realized it's not easy. So we started working on an aqueous pathway way back in 2005-06, and that was where our R&D started. We have also worked on projects from across the world. Now, what do these contract research organizations mean? As a company, I would not just like to develop something and give it to somebody else for manufacturing. I am not just a CRO. I'm not just a research organization that does development for other people. I would rather do something that would allow me not just to manufacture the product, which would allow me not just to develop the product, but would also allow me to offer that product to different people across the world. So that is the only way in which any manufacturing unit can even earn money. As a contract research organization, you earn limited amount of money. There are methods. You can earn certain amount of royalties, certain amount of sales, but we would like to make it a combination of both the royalty plus what we would like to look at is something where we get a share in the revenue of the product sold across the world. We are also a 100% export-oriented unit. So as you can see here, we are offering integrated CRAMS solutions at MKPPL. It covers the entire spectrum from formulation design to commercial scale-up. This seamless approach allows clients to benefit from a one-stop solution, optimizing time and resources. There's high-quality manufacturing at MKPPL is driven by advanced customer-provided technologies. The focus is on precision, reliability, and ensuring that the products meet the stringent quality standards and client specifications efficiently. When I say this, it is not just about our meeting as something which it's a customer-based approach. The customers also require us to be regulatory compliant. That is, we need to have plants which are approvable or approved by US FDA, European Union, or any other world body of the regulatory bodies which are available across the world, and we match those specifications. When I talk about us as a company, I'll come back to this product later, but when we talk about Murli Krishna Pharma, what is it that we do? I said PFIs. PFIs is a very simple word for what I do. So we are into drug delivery systems. We started as a normal encapsulation system or a normal suspension. Today we are into nano suspensions. We specialize in nanoparticles, we specialize in nano encapsulations, we do liposomal encapsulations of products. In what way does this help people? When you encapsulate any product liposomally, liposome is one thing which is absorbed by the human body very easily. And what happens when you bring down the particle size? The smaller the particle size, the larger is the surface area that a product can impact or affect. Just as Dr. Mohan was mentioning about diabetes turning into a literal 80% of the population of the country suffering from diabetes, let me also tell you, the biggest endemic across the world is anemia. India itself contributes to 67% of its women suffering from anemia, and despite our talking about an anemia Mukt Bharat, we still are not anywhere close to it. The reason being that every anemic mother is going to give birth to an anemic child. Is it because there's no medicine? No, there are free folate and iron supplements available across the world, and India gives a lot of free supplements to everybody. Why don't these supplements help people? The reason is there is a compliance story as far as the products go. Patients don't like taking those tablets. They cause gastric irritation. At first pass metabolism itself, it turns into a state that is a ferric state which is practically indigestible, has its own complications, and patients do not take it beyond 2 or 3 days. So unless the hemoglobin falls below 6, then the doctor suggests a ferric carboxymaltose or an iron sucrose injection to be given to the patient, which is a very temporary way of bringing it up. Unfortunately, the baby within the mother is already anemic. So this was a project. Now here when I'm talking about the transdermal lotion, this was a project that came in to us from Canadian government and then came to the Indian government, and then through IIT Bombay we were asked to create a delivery system for iron which was neither oral nor injectable. Injectable requires medical intervention, and we were asked to do something which wouldn't require either of these two things. That is when we developed our first product, that was transdermal oil. In this, what we did was we used nanoparticles of iron, folic acid, D3 and B12, and these nanoparticles were liposomally encapsulated and then blended with a cold pressed oil. This oil was applied on the navel of the babies, and there was a community trial run for 1 year by KEM Hospital. It was a CTRAI trial that was run. The quantum of iron provided in this was less than 1.5 milligrams per 2.5 ml of the lotion. It was a very, very small quantity of iron because there were babies involved and we didn't want to do anything that could create any harmful impact. Lot of toxicology studies, animal PK/PD, all were done before the CTRAI trials were conducted on the babies. What we observed, yes, we didn't observe a great increase in iron in the first phase because first, there were no tests done on the babies starting the process, since they were 0 to 6 months and 6 months to 12 months were the baby's ages. But what was actually observed was D3 went through very well, B12 showed a very huge absorption. But iron, we didn't find a great difference, but something very interesting that was seen in the iron was that the babies who were given the product did not turn anemic, while the babies who were put on the placebo did turn anemic. So that was our first answer that yes, this could work. And post this, we started working on the product better. And today, this product, what we are talking of, is a transdermal iron lotion, which is undergoing CDSCO approval right now. And this product actually works very well. We have also started a CTRAI trial on the same product. This product gives you 5 milligrams of iron per 2.5 ml of the lotion. Here what we have done, we have also lyophilized these liposomes to increase stability of the product over the long run. So we have a facility that's already approved by European Union for this product. We have the same facilities where we also do oral liquids and these products. So once the product gets the requisite approvals, we will be offering it to the people. And what has been observed as far as the bioavailability and the transferrin and the ferritin levels in the people is that the iron levels which we have observed in the incremental iron quantities has been around 70 to 80% has been the incremental ferritin and transferrin levels in the human beings. So this is not being done on pregnant women as of now. This is being done on 14 to 44 age group girls and women who are not pregnant, because we didn't want to run any trials on the pregnant category yet. We said we will look at it as a separate trial once we get the requisite approvals for the same. So this is as far as this product goes, and hopefully this product will see the light of the day shortly whenever we get the approval from CDSU. In the meantime, yes, we are, because it's taken us more than 2 years to reach the level where we are at today to get the approvals. We are also bringing out this product in what we call as a cosmeceutical, under cosmeceutical license, because it is taking a long time. So this product also is going to go into Africa and others through what we are calling as the WTC is going to be our partner for offering the product across the world. So this is, as I mentioned, on the transdermal oil. It was done on 444 infants. Anemia rates reduced by 7.38. And main thing, no skin irritation. This is something which everybody should understand, that iron has a tendency to cause what is termed as microbial infection on the skin. The particle size of our product is less than 200 nanometers. So when it's less than 200 nanometers, it goes through the stratum corneum, goes through the epidermis and to the dermis level, and creates a depot there as per the human body system. Because the pores are not enhanced when the product goes through it, that is the reason why there is no skin irritation. There is no residual iron left on your skin. So we are accredited, as I mentioned. We also are employing AI now in a lot of our processes in order to optimize the processes and get better results with lower losses, to put it very rightly. But yes, AI does help a lot when we are talking about such work. The reason being that over a period of time, people will realize that AI is a very good tool to use. It's dangerous in its own way, but it's good when you know what you're using it for. So artificial intelligence allows you predictability. I'm an engineer by education. So for me, as an engineer, I'll always tell only one thing. Engineering teaches you logic, and logic is the way forward for any work or anything that anybody does. So what is it that CRAMS do? Basically, you have adaptable R&D fees based on the product which you are doing. You have what is called an R&D fees, flexible payment structures, upfront or royalty based. Cost estimation is volume and resource based. And basically, it's an end-to-end service. You are not just giving development, you are going ahead and doing something beyond development for a product. You are actually working on giving something which a person can utilize. We do the complete tech transfer, we do the complete manufacturing. So we are ready with a ready to file dossier available from our side to the country concerned. Right now we are working on around 10 505(b)(2)s in the US. We are filing around 2 to 4 ANDAs in the US. Besides this, we are doing our filings in Europe. So Europe and US are our major markets. Besides this, we are also going to be working in the MENA region in a large way. So we have a proven track record. We have worked with big names. In fact, during the COVID period, we had our first research project, one research project that was very interesting. Unfortunately, the clinical trials took a longer time in getting it through. But we were given a product to make that could act as a preventive part for COVID. It was a tablet. It was made with very unique substance, which we actually worked on. But yes, it was a very good product. And all of us used it. At least at my plant, I know everybody used it during the COVID, and it worked. Despite traveling across the world, I never faced any issues with COVID. And I'm probably one of the few people who never had COVID. I mean, vaccines were one part of the story, but yes. So what you get is more, we actually aim to work on more personalized Medicare. The reason being, if you ask me in 2004 what was the vision of Murli Krishna Pharma, the vision that time was an aqueous-based technology, what we called as a regulatory compliant facility. Today, if you ask me what is the vision of Murli Krishna Pharma, ever since we entered into nano encapsulations and liposomal encapsulations, the vision of Murli Krishna Pharma is towards patient compliance, lower dosage, lower toxicity, and that is exactly where we work on. And I hope that with whatever we are doing, we are able to give good products to people, allow people to actually get the benefits of good medicine and not have to struggle with having to take long-drawn medicines. In fact, one of the work which we are working in right now is also in GLP-2, where we are trying to work on the GLP-2 products, trying to bring them out in what we call as a sublingual manner rather than trying to bring it in the injectable, because people do have a phobia for injections across the world. So while Ozempic injection is preferable to the semaglutide tablet, I think injections still people are not very happy, even if it's just an IM. So I think I rest my case with what I'm talking about here, and these are all the market opportunities, and what we do is basically all platform technology. So we work on soft mist inhalation, SMIs where we specialize in it. Again, that's a nano-encapsulated product or nano-suspension-based product. We have worked on corticosteroids, which nobody else in the world has worked on. BI has worked on non-corticosteroid-based products for SMIs. We have devices which are not infringing on the BI device. These devices can be used for variety of, there are multiple functionalities. We can also work on cancer on such kind of devices, using these devices, especially when it comes to lung cancer. These are all about the takeaways from this. So I'd like to end my talk with only stating one thing. Being a research-driven organization is not very easy. Our R&D is also approved by DSIR. It's a long road, it's a tough road. But if you take that road, I really think that you will be able to create a better world in the future. And I think at the end of the day, whether you're in pharma or you're in food, I think you need to work towards making the world a better place for people to live in. You cannot give out products, you cannot give out things which do not help people. Otherwise, I think there's no point in being in this field. It's better to be in textiles or something else. With no offense to any of those businesses either. Thank you very much. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Satya, for taking us through the very, I would say, important work which has been done by you and which is being undertaken by you. What I could see is there is so much of work in varied areas, in therapeutic areas like cancer, dermatology, anemia, ophthalmology, nutrition, and you have put the nanotechnology to use into all these areas, improving the patient outcomes as well as contributing in order to have a better treatment options for the patient into these therapeutic areas. In fact, what I could read is there are areas like R&D, innovation, there is contract research, manufacturing, probably marketing, and that's what, entrepreneurship is all about. So you have, it's like a one-man army, it's a one-woman army, I can say, with respect to Murli Krishna Exports. Thank you so much. Can I request Dr. Satya to please come on stage to present a memento as a matter of respect and gratitude to her.
She's been a very good friend of mine, and she started her entrepreneurial journey when she has nothing. She has reached a stage very successfully, and all kudos to you for your hard work, commitment and dedication. Her son Krishna is sitting there, so you should also be proud of your mother. Please come here. You have recently been, her son has recently been conferred doctorate.
Yeah,
Okay?
And,
I must congratulate.
It's in pharmacology and basically
So-
it's in cancer and autoimmune diseases.
So what you have done today is finally releasing fruits now, and you both should be proud of each other actually.
I'm always proud
Absolutely,
of
I'm
you.
quite proud of her, yeah.
Yeah. What I want actually, instead of me giving the memento, you should give it to your mother.
Absolutely.
You go to that side. That side. That side. That side. Come. Dr. Satya here. इसको ओपन कर. Open it. Just open it. No, इसको करना है. No, इसको करना है. So it must be a happy moment for you when your son gives you the memento. And
Wonderful. I think all these years it was my mother, you insisted that my mother give it, unfortunately.
she is not, yes, true.
So it's my son this time.
Thank you very much. Many congratulations. Wish you all the best. Stay.
Can I just say 2 words?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
First of all, Dr. Satya, thank you very much for everything. And yes, I'm proud of both my children. And Krishna, actually, why I say that is, Because of my insistence on setting up a plant in a Mofussil area like Ranjangaon near Pune, I literally shepherded him in his 7th standard from Bombay into a place like Ranjangaon and put him up in a school in Shirur, RMD school, and he completed his 10th there. Not even once he ever complained about the kind of, the change that he had to undergo as a youngster. Of course, my parents are totally responsible for what he is today more than me, because my late father was an emeritus professor with IIT Bombay and my mother is a school teacher, retired school teacher and economics person. But they brought both my children up. I thank my kids and my parents for whatever I am today. If it were not
Let's
for
give
my
a huge round
family,
of
I wouldn't be
applause to
there.
Dr. Satya.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's come.
Let's move on with the program, and we have the next session